When was the last time you took a leap of faith, trusting that everything is going to work out? Do you crave growth, or are you merely content with the status quo? If you want more out of your life, out of your career, and out of your relationships, you are in the right place. Take the leap and discover how to create a life by design rather than living it by default. Real success starts with you. Now here's your host, Colleen Biggs.
Hello, listeners, and welcome back to another episode of Take the Leap. I am your host, Colleen Biggs, and I'm so excited to be here with you today because I am going to dive into what it takes. Really, what does it take to live above standard? What does that look like? What are the pieces? You know, I have always known I'm different. I literally have high performance habits in my DNA, and I teach women and coach them and work with them and consult them through growing their businesses. But we do that through creating and injecting peak performance habits into their life. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that today, because this really applies to everyone. You don't have to be growing your own business to be a peak performer in your life, in your personal life, in your relationships, and in your job. So what does it really take to be above that standard? But before we get to what I'm going to be talking about today, I did want to thank our sponsor of today's show, and that sponsor is Animated Holiday Lights. At our company, we are dedicated to transforming spaces into extraordinary wonderlands through our expertly crafted permanent light installations. With a team of skilled professionals and a passion for spreading joy and cheer, we strive to create captivating light displays that leave a lasting impression, and you never need to climb a ladder again. Our lights can dance to music, any song, any color, any holiday. From residential homes to commercial properties, our permanent light installations are designed to enhance the beauty and festive spirit of any location. We take pride in our attention to detail, using high quality materials and advanced techniques to create stunning visual experiences that surpass expectations. Join us this magical journey as we bring the holiday spirit to life through our dancing permanent light installations. Explore our portfolio and see the transformative power of our work. Visit animatedholidaylights.com today and let us create an enchanting holiday experience that will leave a lasting impression. Well, we have them on our house, and I absolutely love them. In fact, we have thousands of families that visit us between the middle of October and January to see all of the holiday lights that we have out there, dancing and music. The kids have so much fun. They run under all of our arches that we have out there. It's just such an amazing time when we get into the holiday. In fact, I told my husband, I think I really want to decorate for fall early. So we're decorating for fall in September this year. So how early are you decorating for fall? We'd love to hear from you. Again, you can always email us at info@colleenbiggs.net. Let us know, when are you decorating for the fall? When do you decorate for Christmas? Do you skip Thanksgiving? Because I certainly do not. I always keep my fall stuff up mid-September through October and November. And then usually sometime the first part of December, I'll decorate for Christmas and then keep that up through mid-January. So we'd love to hear from you and let us know. And I love that time of year, right? It's so cozy in your house and the look and the feel of those beautiful fall colors. So here's what I wanted to dive into with you today, that we don't have a guest. It's just me. Like I say, it's just me, but I've always known I was different. I had a conversation with my husband the other day, and I said, why is it that I always feel a need to create, to produce, to do more, to drive, to reach another goal? Why is it that I'm not okay or satisfied or, feeling like, yeah, I'm good here? There's something about me, and really, I think it stems from my childhood. I did not have an easy upbringing, but I've had a lot of trauma and traumatic things that have happened that have really forced me, let's just say, into becoming a strong survivor. And I've talked about this on my podcast before, that when I left my home when I was a child, that I really felt that I knew I needed to be financially independent, but it becomes way more than money. This is not about money. I'm talking about what does it really take to live an extraordinary life, to be in a top percentage of individuals that are willing to move themselves outside of the comfort zone and getting comfortable with, being uncomfortable. And then I really break it down to these 4 things. And these 4 things are timing, extra effort, challenging yourself, and doing the impossible. So what does that mean to you? Looking back in 2018, I was probably in tears on a weekly basis in corporate America. I'd been doing personal development since 2016. And when I started really changing my mindset, my views, I started realizing that I was not happy in corporate America. And it wasn't a job change or a career change or even, within that time, being promoted that would take away that pain. There was just something there. And I started recognizing that I wasn't happy anymore. I was not happy with where I was. And this is the timing part that we're talking about. I see too many women jump out of corporate America way too early, and they want to start a business. And it took me years of being in corporate America to build to the place where I was fully ready to do whatever it takes to leave corporate America to earn money, to the point that I told my husband, if I can't make enough money as an entrepreneur to start and I have to sell our house, we will. I mean, I was prepared to do it all. I went through all my expenses and got rid of everything that didn't need to be there. No house cleaners, got rid of cable, got rid of all these luxuries that we had, during the time that we were making quite a bit of money. And we had decided, you know what, this is ridiculous. We need to go in and we need to just clear this out so we know exactly how much money we need to pay. And we did. And when I did that, I made money from being a personal trainer. I made money from teaching fitness classes. I made money from consulting a neighbor. I made money from, being a life coach for someone who really needed to work with me for a few months. It didn't matter what I did. I sold things in my house. As a brand new entrepreneur, you need to do what it takes, no matter what that looks like, to be successful in business. And if you're jumping into it too early and you're not willing to do what it takes, you're not willing to strap in, you're not willing to work the long days, that's what it takes when you're starting a business. Long days, long nights. That saying, oh my gosh, entrepreneurs, they trade a 40-hour work week for 80 and they don't get paid. That's the beginning of being an entrepreneur. But that certainly isn't what it should look like year 2 and 3, right? It's going to be super rocky year 1, a little swervy year 2, but it should be paving out by year 3. So first, I want you to ask yourself, if you are thinking about, I really want to start a business, is it too early for you? Are you mentally ready to push yourself beyond the areas? Are you ready to put money down and invest in business coaches, in programs, in networking groups, in someone to assist you, like a VA, and having a virtual assistant? I want you to ask these questions. Are you ready to do all that? Because if the answers to any of those are no, then you're not ready. I'm telling you right now, you're not ready, and it's going to be a fight against a wall for you during this time. It is not an easy road to be an entrepreneur. It actually is kind of tough, and you've got to have tough skin, and you have to be willing to wake up every day and love money, because it lets you be the most that you can be. I want you to wake up every day, and today is about success only. I'll tell you right now, if you want to see what you're truly committed to, look at your results. So have you said, oh, I really, want to get healthy and lose weight, and it's been 4 years and you've not done it? Well, why not? Are you not committed to what it is that you're saying you want to do? So start with that first. Which, kind of brings me to the challenging yourself piece. You know, back in, I don't remember what it was, probably 2014, my husband and I signed up for martial arts. We both wanted to get our black belts. We really didn't know what this road was going to look like, but I was at a point where I kind of plateaued in my career, I guess, and I was looking for something more challenging. We had been in co-ed softball teams, and my husband and I were always doing sports together. We were hiking, and, I was running back then. And I wasn't afraid to join something that I knew over time would challenge me physically and would challenge me mentally. And boy, did it ever. Like, wow. Martial arts was something that, learning board breaking. And half the time, my husband and I would have a 4-year-old or a 12-year-old teaching us things. So you have to have a lot of humility, a lot of respect for your body. But I will tell you this today, because I became a black belt and worked through a lot of that and got uncomfortable a lot, that has really fed into the success of my podcast, the success of my business, because that drive was fueled by what I had achieved, all of the medals that I have, all of the awards, all of the, belts that I kept moving up to, all of this advancement that I was having was creating this solid self-esteem in me and confidence and belief in myself that I knew I could do anything I challenged myself to. So we're in this little round circle and we're very comfortable here. You might be comfortable in your job, comfortable in your way that you're a mom, comfortable in the way that you are a friend, comfortable in your community, comfortable in your skin, and you're not challenging yourself. You're just there, status quo, and you're not really growing. And I need to say to you, why? What is it? Why are you just so comfortable hanging out there? Is it because you're afraid that if you were to challenge yourself, you'd fail? Because I guarantee you, even if you don't complete what it is that you wanted to complete, you will still learn more than have done nothing at all. You still will learn more than have done nothing at all. So getting comfortable with the uncomfortable is a huge piece of living above the standard. So if we talk about extra effort, I was actually at a TV station yesterday. I was being interviewed for one of our local businesses. Our Beyond Basil Mobile Pizzeria is one of our local businesses here, also a sponsor of our show. And the couple days before, I thought to myself, we can't bring the pizza trailer because I can't really fit it in the studio. We have a lot of videos and photos to show them. So what could I do that was kind of over and above and put in a little extra effort? And I thought, I'm going to stop at Voodoo Donuts. I've seen my friends post it. I actually have a friend that works at Channel 10 here locally, and I saw her bring them into the studio. And I thought, these donuts are freaking crazy. I don't eat donuts. I'm just going to share that. Like, I should, but I don't because of the sugar. But they smell amazing. And especially Voodoo Donuts. Wow. They're just decorated with cookies and cereal and different shapes. And they're like the top echelon of a donut, right? It's a skill, an art. And so I pull into the parking lot. There's nobody there. And I walk in and I get the donuts, and I'm not thinking anything other than it's morning time. I would think that there would be people getting coffee or donuts or something. And they're just pretty empty. I ordered the donuts, and by the time I had gotten everything and turned around, the parking lot was full. There was a line to the door, and mobile pickups were standing all behind me. And I thought, wow, boy, that gap that I got in here was awesome. So I take them to the studio, and right away I meet with the producer, and I give her the donuts and say, I'm so sorry I couldn't bring the trailer here and get the pizza all set up, and so why don't I go ahead and just give you the donuts as a thank you for having us here? We really appreciate you. And she was like, oh my gosh, this is so great. We've been trying to get Voodoo Donuts here. So right when the segment started in the news at 9 a.m., there's the box of Voodoo Donuts that I gave. They spent the first 10 minutes of the news show talking about Voodoo Donuts, how much they've been wanting to get them in the studio, how thankful they were to Beyond Basil Mobile Pizzeria for bringing the donuts. So we got plugged right away several times at the very beginning of the show. And then I was also interviewed and spotlighted toward the end of the show as I got to walk on set. So this extra effort for you to do something above and beyond that you don't have to do, but you want to stand out and you want to, do something nice for another person. This is a consistency in my life. And I'll tell you why. I believe wholeheartedly in the scriptures and what was talked about or written in the words of do unto others, this golden rule of do unto others as you would have done unto you. I 1000% treat people exactly the way I want to be treated. And I do that in business. And it's like the secret. When I treat other people and talk to them and offer them or opportunities or connections or, whatever it is, it's exactly what I would want someone to do for me. And I'm not going to say that people always treat me the way that I want to be treated, but that doesn't stop me from treating other people that way. And I think it was a blessing that morning, honestly, that I got the donuts because everyone told me that there's a line around the building in every state that they've been in. I think they're in California and Colorado, but don't mark my word on that. And so how lucky was I? I had no idea that it was that busy of a place. I had no idea that I maybe wouldn't have been able to get the donuts. I just put it on my schedule, decided to stop there. I left an hour before I needed to leave to make sure I had enough time to stop and get the donuts and to get to the station and plan that out. And yeah, that was uncomfortable. And yeah, that was something that I had to add into my schedule and get up a lot earlier to make that happen, but I wanted to do something special for them. So it made me stand out that day. And I wanted to share that story with you because get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And if you're comfortable in your little bubble, you're never going to grow. If you're in this circle and you kind of put yourself in this circle, if you were to step out of that circle and then get comfortable, your circle's going to grow. So your experience, your wisdom, your knowledge, your mental capacity, your physical capacity, all of that is going to grow when you start stepping out of that comfortability. So I want to challenge you maybe to do a little bit of that today, this week. What about this week? What if you did something that was a little uncomfortable, but you did it anyway? Try it. See what happens. The last one is do the impossible. And when we talk about do the impossible, I'm talking about doing something you're asked to do now, maybe that you would never do. So kind of that just say yes, take the leap attitude. I've told this story before, but several years ago, my brother-in-law, it was probably about 5 years ago, my brother-in-law came to my house and he said, hey, I'm running a half marathon on Saturday. I'm a little nervous. And he's doing it all by himself, and I asked him if his wife was going to go down there and he said no. And I don't know what prompted me to do this. Sometimes words come out of my mouth. I'm like, what just happened, Colleen? Can you take that back? You shouldn't have said that because you now just volunteered for something that you weren't prepared for. And of course, I said, oh, I'll run it with you. Now, I used to be a runner. Remember, I said that a long time ago. I had not ran in about probably 3 years or so. So I had not trained for a half marathon in many, many, many years. And I was like, sure, I'll do it with you. What was I thinking, Colleen? So I did. I showed up on Saturday. In the past, when I would run half marathons, I would, get a time of like 150, it was all about getting in, getting out, getting the time, getting home. I never really watched the marathoners, any of that. And boy, was it amazing. And I've told this story on the podcast before, but if you haven't heard it, it took us like 3 hours to run this half marathon because we were going slow. We never stopped running. I couldn't. If I stopped, I'd never get started again. Let's just say my hips were in so much pain and my right knee was killing me. But we kept running at a slow pace, our pace. and talking to other people and celebrating with other people and meeting new people. And then all of a sudden the marathoners looped us at about mile 10. And I was like, wow, these specimens of individuals are just fantastic. They are sprinting this entire 26 miles. And I was just in awe, with the entire experience. And that one saying yes taught me to look up and enjoy the journey of getting to a goal, not just achieving the goal, but the journey to getting to the goal. It taught me that I need to celebrate more. It taught me that I need to appreciate how far I've come and remember my accomplishments. It's taught me that I need to be thankful and grateful every single day for all that I have in my life. Doing the impossible and saying yes and taking the leap. If you were to look at the word impossible, I love it because someone showed me it's I'm possible. How awesome is that? Again, I'm going to ask you to get uncomfortable, to do something maybe you're asked to do now that you don't want to do, and just jump out there and do it. Did someone ask you to lead a group and you're like, no way, I'm scared to death? Just say yes and lead the group. What could you do that's going to stretch your mental, your physical, your mindset? Just do it. Do it today. And I guarantee the lessons that you're going to learn from that will be lifetime, and it will change your outlook. It will change how you feel about yourself and the belief that you have in yourself. So that's just kind of a little peek into the DNA of Colleen Biggs and the living above standard and what it really takes. It's just who I am. It's what I do every day. I believe in myself. I believe in success. I believe anything is possible. I do not have a negative attitude toward things because it's a waste of space and time in my mind and on my words. So I don't believe in it. What is your timing? Are you ready to do something different? What's the timing in life? Make sure the timing's right for you. Maybe it's having a baby. Make sure the timing is right for you to have a baby, and start a family. Or maybe the timing is right for you to end the time that you were growing your family, and it's time for you now to move on to something different. What does that look like for you? Put in the extra effort that it's going to take for you to stand out, for you to do something for other people or for yourself. Challenge yourself on a regular basis. What does that look like if you challenge yourself beyond what you think is capable? I mean, for me to have a black belt and know that I can travel anywhere I want to travel, I feel safe in any black, alley. I always say I feel sorry for the other person if they try to approach me because I'm going to mess them up. I just believe in myself and know that I can protect myself. So do you have that for yourself? What is missing that you need to add into this line, this dash of a life that we're living from the time you're born to the time you die? What do you want to learn? Is it rope? Is it rope tying? Is it rock climbing? Hiking? Traveling to all of the wonders of the world? Challenge yourself to do something that maybe you've never thought about doing in the past. And then do the impossible, because you are possible. You are enough. And I promise you will be able to do it. You just have to set your mind to it. My next challenge is rim to rim for Grand Canyon. It's something I've always wanted to do. I started looking into it again. And I really want to hike that before I get to a place that maybe I can't move as fast as I move in today. And so hiking the Grand Canyon is something that I've always wanted to do, and will be a challenge for myself that I will have done, within the next year. So I've really enjoyed chatting with you today. I hope you enjoyed the information that I shared today on how to live above standard. And I want to thank all of you for being an amazing podcast just community out there. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts for listening. I thank you for being in my circle, and I have gratitude every single day for every single one of you and for everybody in my life. And I want to end today with stating that you're the only you that's ever been. You're the only you that will ever be. So if not now, when? Bye-bye for now. We'll see you next time. Be you and be strong.
Thank you for joining us on this journey of self-discovery, where you learned the tools to create a life by design. Remember, you are the only you there is, and you are the only you that will ever be. Be you and be strong, because you are brilliant, and the world needs you at your best. We cannot wait for you to join us again next time.